అందరికీ నమస్కారములు. Today is another good day for all of us that we are going to have another lesson or continue the previous lessons on Shodasa Samskaramuలు, and today is we will continue with Upanayanam Samskaram by Dr. Visalakshi garu. Now let us start with Vande Mataram and then Prarthana. Tala Chitti Babu garu.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Malaya Jasitalam, Sasya Syamala Mataram, Vande Mataram, Subrajyosna Pulakitayamini, Pullakusumita Drumadala Shobhini, Suhasini, Sumadhura Bhashini, Sukhadam Varadam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram,
వందే మాతరం. ధన్యవాదములండి అలా చిట్టిబాబు గారు. Now let us request వెంకటేశ్వరరావు గారు to chant ప్రార్థన please.
Meditate 3 times, follows Prardhana sloka. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Ganpatim Havamahe Kavim Kavinamupamashravastamam Jyeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspadhanah Srunvannodibhiseda sadhanam. Om Sri Mahaganadhipataye Namaha. Om Prano Devi Saraswati Vajayabhirvajanivati Dhinamavitriyavatu. Om Sri Mahasaraswatyai Namaha. Gurureva Gatir Gurumeva Bhaje Gurunaiva Sahasmi Namo Gurave Naguro Paramam Sisurasmi Guru Matirasti Gurau Mama Pahi Guru Nananandamayam Devam Nirmalaspatika Krutim Adharam Sarva Vidyanam Hayagrivamupaasmahe Srutayam Karunalayam Namami Sankaram Sankaram Sankaracharyam Kesavam Badarayanam Sotra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punaha Iswaro Guru Ratmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः
ధన్యవాదములండి. ఉత్తమం. గుడ్ అండి. Now let us request Visalakshi garu to start the webinar, please.
ओम श्री महागणाधिपतये नमः। ओम श्री पार्वती राजराजेश्वराभ्यां नमः। ओम श्री मेधा दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम श्री महासरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम शिवाय गुरवे नमः। ओम नमः शिवाय च नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। We are now speaking and knowing about Upanayana Samskara among Shodasa Samskaras. In the previous class, we have learned a little about the introduction and also at what age this Upanayanam should be done and at what Vasanta season for Brahmins, etc. All those points we could know. Then if the father is desirous of the welfare of his son, he wants to make his son Aishwaryavan. Aishwarya means not only wealth, but all-round prosperity and glory and intelligence. Then he should perform Upanayana at proper age to the child. Now, what is Aishwarya? Actually, Taittiriya Upanishad, that is Veda, says that Ruchas Samani Yajugumshi Sahi Sri Ramrita Satam. Ruks, that is Vedic hymns, Veda mantras of Rigveda, then Yajus of Yajurveda, Samas of Samaveda are the real prosperity, that is the wealth, that is immortality. So one should try to get immortality. This is the essence of all these mantras. So to obtain that, the Upanayana, that is Gayatri mantra specially. So to obtain that, the Upanayana would be done to the child. Through Upanayana, they are going to give the child that jnana and Aishwarya of immortality. So Satam Sanmargavartinam Amrita Anashta, says the Shruti. So those who follow the Vedukta Marga never get Anishta, that which is not wanted, unwanted thing. So Medha Kama, that is desirous of gaining knowledge, Brahma Jnana, and Sri Kama, desirous of getting Aishwarya, that is worldly glory also, should study Vedas and Veda Vidyas. Brahmacharyan Dwadasa Varshani Eka Vede Brahmacharyan Charet. So being a brahmachari, following Brahmacharya Vrata, the disciple should acquire the knowledge of each Veda, studying for 12 years. So for studying 4 Vedas, 48 years time they take, if they study all 4. But mostly they study only that one Veda to which they belong. In the olden days, they used to perform this Upanayana Samskara for 4 days or 5 days. Nowadays, they are doing it in just 1 day. So it should at least be done for 1 full day completely. Because as a part of Upanayana, the priest should make the Vatu perform Agni Karya during daytime and Santhya Vandana during evening time. So the priest should come next day morning and be with the Vatu and make him do Agni Karya. Now let us know the most important points of Upanayanam. They are Shubharambha, that is starting the this pious ritual. Second is Vigneswara Stuti, praying and worshipping God Vinayaka, Vignanayaka. Then Sankalpa, we have to say. Fourth is Kalasya Puja. Fifth, Vigneswara Shodasopachara Puja. Sixth one is Upanayana Sankalpa. Seventh is Jata Karma Namakaranadi Samskaras to be performed to the Vatu once again. Eighth is Raksha Bandhana. Ninth is Swasti Punyaha Vachana. 10 is Mantaparadhana. And we say Pandir Puja also we do. Then 11th is Agni Pratisthapana. Laukika Agni Pratisthapana we do. 12th is Prokshana Samskaras. 13th is different homas. 14th is Ankurarpana. Then 15th Nandi Devata Akvana. 16th Yagnopavita Dharana. 17th is Nandi Devata Samaratana. 18th is Kumara Pojanam. Then 19th Vastra Mekhala Ajinadi Dharana by Vatu. To hand over the Vatu. And next one is next point is 20th point, to hand over Vatu for the protection of gods, to all the gods. 21 Navagraha Mangala Asirvachana. 22nd is Churnika or Sumuhurta, to keep the mixture of Jeera and Jagari paste on the head of the Vatu. 23rd point is Brahmopadesha. 24th is Gayatri Mantropadesha. And Gayatri Mantra Visishtata, the importance of Gayatri Mantra. 25th point is Palasha Danda Dharana. 26th is Guru Dakshina Samarpana to the priest. Then 27th is Suryopasthanam. 28th is the vows done by the Vatu. 29th is Bhikshacharya. Matru Bhiksha is the most important point. 30th point is Sandhya Vandana. Then 31st Agni Karya. 32nd Medha Janana. 33rd is Sadasyam or Brahmana Asirvachana. Thus, in this process, the Upanayana Samskara should be done. Everyone follow according to their Veda to which they belong. So, depending upon the Veda to which they belong, and also due to the places and Prantiya Vedas traditionally which are coming to them, there may be a little differences, but they have to follow according to their tradition and customs. So, in fact, we should know about all these points in detail, but because everyone is aware of all these procedure, Pandir Puja, etc., we are doing. So, the most important points of Upanayana we will discuss, we will try to know here. After getting initiated into this Brahmacharya asrama, now it is the duty of Vatu to try and observe all rules necessary for him to observe. Now it is most important to do Trikala Sanchya Vandana and Gayatri Mantra Japa and Agni Karya. These three are most important. If Trikala Sanchya Vandana is not possible, suppose now at this present age, even then certainly twice the Vatu should do Pratha Sanchya and Sayam Sanchya. Then the Paurnami, which comes after performing this Upanayana Samskara, is the most important day for Vatu, as he has to perform Upakarma along with his Guru and start Veda Chena staying at Gurukula. Among the 33 points we knew here, I gave here now, the 13th point is observing different homas, such as Akhora Homa, Chakshushi Homa, etc., certain homas. While doing these homas, the Vatu should pray Agnihotra like this: Sraddham, Medham, Yashaha, Prajnam, Vidyam, Buddhim, Sriyam, Balam, Ayushyam, Teja, Arogyam, Dehime, Havyavahana, Shriyam, Dehime, Havyavahana, Om Namayiti. So, thus with first folded hands and then with open hands, he should pray Agnihotra and receive them to himself. O Agnihotra, please give me all these Shraddha, Medha, Yasha, Prajna, etc. So this is how one should pray Agni Deva. Every one of us, the priest or Brahmagaru, as we say, prepares pancha palikas, and he fills them with mud a little, then makes the Yajamani sprinkle little water and pour Navadhanyas and again cover with mud, and then that mud should be brought from Puttamannu, as we say, from anthill, which may be there at any temple. So from a holy place like temple, we should collect such mud. Then they should sprinkle water once again. Then slowly the sprouts will come. So these Navadhanyas, if they grow very thick and very high, it indicates that that dynasty would shine for a very long time with name and fame. So they should be taken care of. All these Panchapalikas should be taken care for 16 days. Every day water should be, a little water should be sprinkled and taken care of. Then on the 16th day, a sort of festival should be celebrated once again, and these palikas should be offered to ladies. These Panchapalikas should be offered to ladies along with Tambulam by the mother of that Vatu. Then during the performance of Upanayana, the parents, especially the father of Vatu, should invite the Pitru Devatas, worship them with devotion and gratitude. And by the favor of Pitru Devatas, the dynasty grows. So, and all will be healthy and hale. So at the time of Upanayana and Vivaha, we invite Pitru Devatas as Shobhana Devatas and worship them and get their blessings. Now the priest or the Brahmin Guru does pranama. He should do pranama to Vinayaka first, and then all the gods, Pitru Devatas. Then later he has to take a deep breath doing pranayama. So he should take sankalpa after this pranayama to make Vatu wear Yagnopavita, keeps Yagnopavita in a plate, and asks Vatu also to worship in the same manner, taking pranayama and then worshipping this Yagnopavita with Shodasa Upachara Pujas. And the presiding deities of all these Yagnopavita, the gods of this Yagnopavita should be worshipped. Then the father takes that Yagnopavita and asks elders to touch it, pray the god and bless the Vatu. Then they touch it, salute to that, to do a pranama to that Yagnopavita. Then that Yagnopavita becomes more powerful by the power of the touch of the elders who are doing Trikala Sancha Vandanas and who are meditating and doing Gayatri Mantra Japa every day. So then the father keeps that Yagnopavita in a plate in front of them, and also says the mantras along with the Brahmagaru, the priest. The mantras are like this: Om Sri Parameswara Prityartham Mama Kumarasya Ayushya Apyurutyartham Mama Kumarasya Upanayanangatvena Dvijatva Sityartham Yagnopavita Dharanam Karishyami. For the sake of longevity and obtaining Dvijatva Praptyartham, I am making my son wear this Yagnopavita. So Yagnopavita Adhisthana Devatapyo Namaha Chana Avahanadi Shodasopacharai Pujayami. So saying he should worship that Yagnopavita and the Adhisthana Devatas. Then Vatu's parents hold the Yagnopavita, and while the priest is reciting mantras, put the Yagnopavita on his neck, saying Yagnopavita Dharana Muhurta Sumuhurtostu. The mantra recited at the time of wearing this Yagnopavita is known by everyone. Om Yajnopavitam Paramam Pavitram Prajapater Yet Sahajam Purastat Ayushyam Agriam Pratimuncha Supram Yajnopavitam Balamastu Tejaha. This most sacred Yajnopavita, the sacred thread, had originated along with God Prajapati. Chaturmukha Brahmadeva, the moment when Parabrahman created Brahmadeva, God, creator, at that very moment, this Yajnopavita also was created. It also emanated and originated. That gives long life. By knowing this, you wear this Yajnopavita. So this Yajnopavita will give you strength and luster. At that time, 3 lines of thread with one knot, only one knot should be there to that Yajnopavita, which the Vatu wears. The Vatu should wear it lifelong with very good, with very much devotion. So this Yajnopavita is the symbol of Dvijatva, that is twice born. First he took birth from mother and father, and then second birth is now getting this Dvijatva by getting initiated into this Upanayana Samskara by wearing this Yajnopavita. So it is directly goddess Gayatri Mata. That Yajnopavita itself is Gayatri Mata. At the time of marriage, once again, such type of 2 more Jentyas, as we say, Yajnapavitas, with 2 more knots. Total 9 lines of thread and 3 knots will be there added to it. So the total 9 lines thread of 3 knots will be worn by a person lifelong throughout his life after marriage onwards. So in these 9 threads, there are certain deities. Deities exist, and permanently they protect those who wear this Yajnopavita and do Sanchavandana and Gayatri Japa. The 9 deities that exist in the 9 threads of this Yajnopavita are Onkaraha Prathame Tantau. Tantu means the thread. Onkara Prathame Tantau Dvitiye Agnis Tathaivacha. तृतीये नागदेवत्वं, चतुर्थे सोमदेवता, पंचमे पितृदैवत्वं, षष्ठे चैव प्रजापतिः, सप्तमे मारुतश्चैव, अष्टमे सूर्य एव च, सर्वे देवास्तु नवमे इत्येतास्तन्तु देवताः. ब्रह्मणा उत्पादितं सूत्रं विष्णुना त्रिगुणीकृतं, रुद्रेण दत्तो गन्धिर्वै Savitriya cha Apimantritam. Now, this Yajnopavita, God Chaturmukha Brahmadeva created this Yajnopavita. Then Lord Sri Mahavishnu tripled that. God Paramashiva, that is Rudra, put knots there. Goddess Savitri Mata, Savitru Devata, gave spiritual power to that. By thinking of them, we get Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti and Kriya Shakti. The size of this Yajnopavita is correctly 96 inches, exactly. Normally, gods and deities are of that size as Maharshis visualized them and gave us the information. So, by wearing Yajnopavita and observing Devavratas and Brahma Yajnas, Brahmavratas, man can become Deva. Manushyatva can be elevated to Daivatva, Divyatva. He obtains Daivatva and can become God also and stay at heavenly abode as a God. So this Upanayana Samskara of wearing Yajnopavita gives the worthiness of gaining that spiritual knowledge by which man becomes Brahman, the ultimate reality. He becomes one with the universal transcendental power. So those 3 on the Yajnopavita, that is the 3 knots of the Yajnopavita, are considered as Brahma Granthi, Vishnu Granthi and Rudra Granthi. By breaking them, one gets Brahma Jnana and becomes Brahman. So in Nandi Samaratana, the priest asks the father of Vatu to take sankalpa that he is doing Nandi Devata Samaratana, worshipping these Nandi Devatas for the longevity of his son, that is the Vatu should live long happily. So Vatu and his father father worships mainly and makes Vatu worship all these Brahmins. Then that priest who is making them perform this Upanayana Samskara, he also should be worshipped and should be offered, given cloths, Bhuri, Dakshinas, Tambula and all. So as part of Upanayanam, they offer food, cloths, etc. to brahmacharis, Vatus. That is called as Kumara Bhojanam. Along with them, the Vatu also sits to eat along with his sister or his mother, according to the custom, traditional only followed method. So, depending upon the pranta bheda, they say matra saha kumaram pojayet, says one shastra. So similarly, bhaginya saha pojayet, says another shastra. There are variations. Whatever might be the meaning behind this sitting and that is eating along with either sister or mother, there is meaning, and that inner meaning we should know actually. Till that time, the Vatu will be playing with all brothers, sisters and all, and mutually they eat. Whatever they are eating, they will be sharing and eating. But now onwards, this would be the last time of eating the uchista, we say. That which is half eaten, either by brothers, sisters or mother or anything. Now, after performing this Upanayana Samskara, the Vatu should never eat anything which is not holy, which is touched or tasted by others, which is uchista. And also here they say matra saha kumaram pojayet. It does not mean actually his mother, but it is Gayatri Mata. So now onwards, he should have the awareness that he is eating along with Gayatri Mata. So how holy he should be, what sort of holy food he should take, because he is eating along with Goddess Gayatri Mata. So he should be very careful. This is the inner meaning of Kumara Bhojana. So doing Prokshana along with Gayatri Mantra, he should start eating only Satvika Ahara. Now onwards, he should do this Prokshana to whatever padarthas he eats at any time. That is why he should eat only either twice or thrice, because he is a small child. Even then, all 3 times he has to do Prokshana, and then only offering to Panchahutis, we say Pancha Pranas, offering the food to the gods in us, and then he should eat as prasada. So sprinkling water with Gayatri Mantra Japa, that procedure he should follow, and a priest will make him know that procedure, and father will teach him every day till he gets accustomed to that. After this Kumara Bhojana, the Vatu should take bath again and wear Diksha Vastras, we say, the holy cloths which are meant for to wear during this Upanayana Samskara. By that time, the priest makes ready certain things which are necessary for this Upanayana. That is barhis, then water pot, kurcha, cloth, a round stone called as Sanikallurai, we say, then the stick, Palasedanda, then Krishnajina, the skin deer, that is deer's skin, sin of a deer, and also Mekhala, Mani Mekhala also we say Mekhala, etc. All the things priest will make ready and kept for Vatu. And the Vatu returns, then the priest makes Vatu perform Agnimukha Prakriya, that is worshipping fire god, Agnihotras. While the priest is reciting the mantras, Vatu should offer into the fire certain things which are kept there as havis. Then he should say Agnaya idam namama. This belongs only to Agnihotra, Agnideva, not to me. With the chanting of holy mantras, the Vatu presses that stone, Sanikallu Rai, which is kept there, with his foot, keeping the Diksha Vastras on that stone, and after worshipping the cloths, Vatu wears them. By this Sanikallu stone, Vatu has to learn that he also should endure, should be as strong as that of the stone. He should endure cold and heat, hunger and thirst, happiness and sorrows, all dualities of life. So, and be strong. And he should maintain his celibacy, brahmacharya. The clothes are only for the mana samrakshana and not for luxuries or exhibiting the status or something. So, God Devendra, Panchabhuta Devatas, they are to be prayed now because they protect every one of us. They take the protection of Vatu specially. Brahmacharyena tapasa devaha mrutyum apagnata says the Atharva Veda. We can stop even mrityu by brahmacharya and penance, celibacy and penance. The munja grass, which is the grass by the favor of gods Indra, Moon and Maruts, this munja grass grows. So this munja gaddi, we say munja grass has the power of all these gods. Devendra, Dikpalakas, Moon and all, Marut gods and all. So with that munja grass, the thread, a sort of thread is prepared, and that thread they tie around the waist of the Vatu, Nadumu as we say. That is, and they put a sort of knot at the navel, the place where that navel is there. This munja thread removes the diseases of the body and increases the longevity and luster and gives spirituality to that Vatu. So it got such a spiritual power, its touch makes the Vatu get this. So while sitting on the deer skin, if we do perform, that is do penance, then easily we can attain samadhi state. That sort of concentration we can get. So this deer skin should be used. That is why sages do, that is they perform penance sitting on the deer skin and sometimes tiger skin also, some certain people, they do, sages only. So after getting Upanayana Samskara, the Vatu has to perform many Yaga Kriyas. Then after completion of education, when he enters into Grihasthasrama, then also he has to do several Yagas wearing this deer skin. That is why it is given now to this Vatu. Agnistoma, Atiratra, Aptoryama, we say Aptoryama, Vajapeya, Poundarika, Ashwamedha, etc. So many yagas are there. According to the Kali Yuga dharmas, we have to perform those yagas. So whenever anybody does any yagas, they should wear this skin. So this is the indication of Yajna Nirvahana. So now onwards he has to do Yajna Yagadi Kratus, that to indicate that this deer skin is given to the Vatu. So also it gives sense control. He gets the control of, he gets the power of controlling his mind and sense organs. So the priest with the chanting of Veda mantras hands over the responsibility of the protection of this Vatu to gods, because the Vatu has to study Vedas and Veda Vidyas, Vedangas and all. So later he has to teach them to other disciples. So he has to take care of and protect the Vedas, Vedika Vangmaya, Veda Vijnana. And thus, in this way, he is doing benefit to the entire mankind and to the society. And because he performs Yajna Yagadi Kratus and all Nitya Agnihotra and offers offerings to gods, so gods will be will become very much pleased and they will be gained. They gain a lot by these Agnihotra performances. So also this is the duty of gods to protect the Vatus who do all these Yajna Karyas. So as the Vatu's protection is first handed over to Prajapati. Prajapati is Brahmadeva. Then to Agnihotra, then Chandradeva, Surya Deva, Saraswati Mata, then Mrityu Devata, Yamadharma Raja, then Jalathi Devata, Varuna Deva, Oshati Devata, and Bhumata also. So all these gods, deities take care of the Vatu. They protect the Vatu till lifelong. So ante tu sarvamantranam hastagrahanam ishyate devatabhyah paridanam rakshanaya pruthak pruthak. So pruthak means separate. So all these gods take care of him. So separately he should be handed over to all the gods one by one with the mantras. When Shubha Muhurta is approaching, the priest prays Navagraha Devatas and he does stotras, Navagraha stotras. There are 9 slokas doing stotra of all Navagraha Devatas. Only one at least we'll see now. Trivedamurtir Jagadeka Chekshuhu Virinchi Narayana Shempurupaka Prabhakara Shopana Hetu Puto Vatum Cheturveda Patum Karotu. So that this is how now it is handing over to sun god. To all other gods they have to hand over. When Sumuhurta is approaching, the priest recites Lagnastaka slokas. Here also many slokas are there. Then Sumuhurta Kale Atmana Samipa Manayati, that is when the Sumuhurta is approaching, the Vatu will be brought near to the Guru and then also to the father. Then Lagnastaka Pathanam Kuryat Churnan Patitva. So Churnika, certain mantras are there, Lagna Astaka, 8 slokas are there. All these should be recited and gods will be pleased by this sort of stotra. For Upanayana, the Muhurta Bala, the strength of that Muhurta is very important. So for performing any auspicious occasion, for example, marriage, etc., we see Shubha Muhurtas. But for Upanayana Samskara, the strength of Shubha Muhurta is very much more essential. And exactly on that Shubha Muhurta time only, that mixture of Jeera and Jaggery paste should be kept on the, it should be kept on a betel net. Then with that betel leaf, Tamalapaku as we say, with that leaf only, it should be put over the Brahma Rantra of the Vatu, exactly on the middle of the top head part. So that mixture of Jeera Jaggery has the power to bring the Anugraha, favor of gods. And also it has the capacity to remove the defects, physical, mental, and any sort of other illnesses and defects of that Vatu. And also it does not allow old age to come near, approach this person. So Najara Vijyate Yasmat. That is why Jeera, Jeela Karra, we say Jeera. Jara will not approach. Always creates enthusiasm and spirit, and it purifies the blood, creates auspiciousness, and pious ideas will come into the mind of that person. So by keeping this mixture on the Brahmarantra, the petals of Sahasrara Kamala, they till the time it would be like bud, then it will start blooming. So the most important among the 7 chakras is that Sahasrara chakra. So it will start to bloom, and by the latter, depending upon the performance of japa, yajna, tapas, and all these daivika aradhanas, the Vatu has to strengthen himself, passing that power from Kundalini Shakti, as we say, from Mooladhara, slowly it should pass upwards. Then Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Visuddhi, then Ajna Chakra, then it should reach Sahasrara, and by that time it reaches Sahasrara, then this Vatu, or Vatu in the sense, by the time he grows, of course, so the sadhakas. Then when this spiritual power which emanates and increases and passes, travels upwards and reaches Brahmarandra and touches the feet of Parvati Parameswara or any god as we believe, who sits there on that lotus, Sahasrara Kamala, that power, that spiritual power of that sadhaka would completely comes to perfection, and the moment it touches the feet of God, divine power there in that Sahasrara Chakra, which is fully bloomed, then that bliss, that immense spiritual bliss comes as if like a big fountain, and that fountain, the water automatically flows. Similarly, the bliss also flows, and all 72,000 nadis, as we say, that exist in the body will be completely made wet, and that sadhaka experiences the immense bliss, unexpressible bliss, and enjoys the Brahmananda. So that is the final aim and final goal of each and every individual. So this Upanayana Samskara is the starting point to bring him near to that sort of procedure by which he can elevate himself. So thus this sadhaka, through the Kundalini Shakti, he should awake that, because till that time, normally Gurus say, Shastras say that Kundalini Shakti will be like a serpent which is just sleeping in three chuttalu, as we say. It, the snake folds itself, and it should be awakened by sadhana, spiritual penance. So this fountain of bliss overflows and completely drowns the 72,000 nerves of the yogi, this sadhaka, and he will be overwhelmed with that bliss. So when once that is experienced, then that sadhaka will never crave for any sort of worldly pleasures or happinesses, because these are all these are all mixed with sorrows. These are not real bliss and real happiness. So when once that Brahma Jnana comes, and then that Brahmananda comes to our experience, then again and again the sadhaka tries to experience that bliss, and immerses in that bliss only. That is that is the mukti, the state of mukti, and also jivan mukta sthiti also. So for which to experience such bliss, this Jira Jagari paves the way. Now, Brahmopadesha, among the Saptakoti Mahamantras, Gayatri Mantra is the most powerful Mahotkrishta Mahamantra, as we say. Because in all other mantras, there may be 1 or 2 or 5, 3, 4, like that, Bijakshas may be there. But here in this Tripada Gayatri, all 24 letters are Bijaksharas. Bijakshara means, the such power. Bija is the seed from which the whole tree grows. So these Bijaksharas are the root powers from which this language came, the words came, the power of the words came, and the whole universe came, in fact. So this mantra shakti, spiritual power, is hidden in these Bijaksharas. So by chanting the Bijaksharas, certain divine powers will be invoked, and they come to us. And so Bijaksharas are the root of all languages, all words, all sounds, and all. Such is sort of powerful Chaturvimshatyakshara Gayatri, that is the Gayatri mantra, which has 24 letters in it, and Tripada, which is having 3 feet in 3 lines we recite. That Gayatri mantra would be advised, that is given, Upadesha will be done of that Gayatri mantra, and it would be completely given to the Vatu by his father along with Shaktipata. That is, till that time the father might have performed lakhs of Gayatri mantra. Actually, he should do till that time what all mantra japa he did of this Gayatri mantra, and the power he got. Father passes on that spiritual power to his son, the Vatu, through this Upanayana Samskara. So passing on this spiritual power of the mantra japa, power of spiritual power which has come by the mantra japa and Gayatri mantra Anushtana and Sancha Vandana. Anushtana, that Gayatri mantra japa phala, Sanchavandana Anusthana japa phala should be passed on to the Vatu by the father. That is the Gayatri, that is actually called as Upanayana. The main procedure which is done at that Shubha Muhurta after keeping that Jira Jagari paste. So at that time of Brahmopadesha, this is called as Brahmopadesha, the Upadesha of Brahman. Brahman means the transcendental ultimate reality, that spiritual power. So at that time when this Upadesha is done, then a very big cloth is to be covered over the heads of all these three, the Vatu, his father, and the priest, whoever may be that Guru. So, because they cover like this, because other people who are all present there, they may be talking something. And these mantras, they should not be heard by outsiders. So they cover with cloths in this, and like a tent it becomes, and all these three will be there. And at that time they ask this Sannai Medam and then drum beating also, the sound should be made very high. So that should be played very loudly, so that these mantras will not be heard by others, because this is the Upadesha. To whom this Upadesha is done, that person alone should listen and should repeat thrice. And outside sounds should not, that is the words, talkings of Lautika words should not disturb them. So these drum beating, Sannai Madam, etc., they would be played alone. Even though big loud sounds are coming of these Sannai, they will not disturb and distract these three, because of that spiritual power. Sannai Madam is also divine sound. Drum beating is also of divine play. So, among many events of Upanayana Samskara, 33 points, we said actually among all these procedures, the most important events of Upanayana Samskara are only three. They are first keeping Jira Jagari paste on the head of Vatu. Then second is this Brahmopadesha, which we spoke just now. Then third is Matrupiksha, which is going to come now. So among these three, the selected as most important, among these three also, the most important and most powerful is this Brahmopadesha. So this Brahmopadesha is the most important event among this Upanayana Samskara. So Brahmopadesha is offering the Gayatri mantra japa phala along with the preaching japa phala of the father, along with this Tripada Gayatri, Chaturvimshati Akshara Gayatri to that Vatu. So the son, that is this Vatu, with folded hands, he should request his father and the priest also to initiate him, give him that mantra, mantropadesha, because unless a sadhaka requests and prays for upadesha, the guru should never give such spiritual either mantras or the paths also. So he should request them to give him Gayatri mantra and do mantropadesha. He should say Savitrim Bho Anubruhi. So please instruct me of this Gayatri mantra. At that time, those mantras are advised to him, certain mantras, that is along with Tripada Chaturvimshati Akshara Gayatri, some other mantras which are very essential for Brahmin Vatus would be given, initiated to this Brahmin Vatu. Because depending upon these, for Brahmins, certain other mantras are there, for Kshatriyas, different mantras are there, then for Vaishyas, different mantras are there. We have to follow according to the custom. So, Suprajaha Prajaya Puyaha Suviro Viraihi Suvarcha Varchasa Suposhaha Poshaihi. These mantras will be given to the Vatu. These mantras will make the Vatu to repeat. That is, the Vatu should repeat these mantras when priest or father is telling them. So 3 times they have to tell, and 3 times he has to repeat all these mantras, and also that Tripada Gayatri mantra also. So along with the Vyakrutis, Bhuvaha Swaha, we say 3 lokas. They are 3 Vyakrutis. Actually, Sapta Vyakrutis are there. Sapta lokas, as we say, Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, Suvarloka, Maharloka, Janoloka, Tapoloka, and Satyaloka. All these lokas are actually, if we remove that word loka, they become Vyakrutis. So Sapta Vyakrutis. And with 3 Vyakrutis, Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Swaka. Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, Swargaloka. All these 3. With these Vyakrutis, they give that Gayatri mantra Upadesha, and 3 times Vatu also has to repeat at that time. Then after this, the Vatu says Brahmacharyamanam. Brahmacharyam Agat, he should say, because he has to travel on the path of this marga, which is now shown to him by the priest. He has to walk throughout the life. So now, after getting initiated into these mantras, Supraja, Prajaya, etc., then after this Shaktipata and Brahmopadesha of Gayatri mantra, etc., all these 3 together is Brahmopadesha. So when this is completed, then Vatu says Brahmacharyam Agam. That is, I have obtained this Gayatri mantra, the marga, the path by which I have to travel to reach this Brahminical Shakti. So now he says, I have become Brahmachari. He himself should declare that he is a Brahmachari. That is Brahmani Charati iti Brahmachari. He has to walk on the path of Brahman. He should stay in the feelings of Brahman, should obtain the power of Brahman. Then at that time, the Acharya, the priest, he is the Guru. He asks certain questions and Vatu has to answer them. Later, several yagas are being performed by this Brahmachari. When the Vatu holds both the feet of Acharya, then the priest, that is the Vatu, has to touch, completely hold the feet of priest and also the feet of his father and request and say Savitrim po Anubruhi. Then that Brahmagaru preaches this Savitri mantra, which is in Gayatri Chandas to that Vatu, along with these Sapta Vyakritis or 3 Vyakritis through father. Then that mantra which is given to him is Gayatri, we say actually, but it is Savitri mantra. This is the Bharga Shakti that exists in the orb of the sun, Savitri Shakti, as we say. So actually the mantra which is initiated at the time of Upanayana to the Vatu is Savitri mantra, because that Savitri mantra is there in Gayatri Chandas. We call that as Gayatri mantra. It is Savitri mantra. So the power of the sun, that Bharga Shakti that exists in the sun, is invoked and prayed throughout the life through this Upanayana Samskara, after this Upanayana. Because it is in Gayatri Chandas, we call Gayatri, and that has become popular here, of course. So it flows from the divine power to human intellect. So when we pray that power which exists in sun, that power would flow into us through Brahmarandra, through our eyes, through our sense organs. It enters into our body. And thus through Guru Sishya Parampara, from Guru it passes on to the Sishya, that is to the Vatu. And father, through father it passes on to the child, to the son. All this because it is being passed on from generation to generation, Guru Sishya Parampara, father to son. It is also called as Saraswati. So this Gayatri mantra itself is called as Gayatri, Savitri, then Saraswati. Saraswati, because through Sara means to move, to flow. That Saraswati is that power which flows from one person to another. That is why we call this Vijati Devata as Saraswati Mata. The knowledge passes on from one person to another person, from generation to generation. So, and they say this Saraswati Mata is the Adhisthana Devata of all Vidyas, but those who want to gain spiritual knowledge and get liberated, they should pray this Saraswati Mata with the name of Sarada. Sarada Mata is Jnanathishthana Devata. Saraswati Mata is also same, but with the name of Sarada, when we worship, we can get Brahma Jnana. So now let us know about the importance and Vaisishtya of this Gayatri mantra or Savitri mantra, which is very powerful and secret and sacred. So it should not be uttered by all, everybody, whoever, whenever they like and wherever they are, whoever they want to utter according to their will and wish. They should never utter this Gayatri mantra, because it is very holy, very sanctified, and also it should, that secrecy, rahasya should be maintained, because it is Guhya Vidya. Guhya means secret. Secret in the sense not to speak with others. One should not listen. Even that is there, but that is different. Guhya Vidya we say because it can never be obtained just by our sense organs. It can be realized. It should be obtained by spiritual sadhana. So its sanctity should be protected by us. Mantras got Adhisthana Devatas. Mantras are Suchi Priyas. So the sanctity of the mantra and Devatas and ourselves, we should always take care of. It should be prayed only by those who got this Upadesha of this Gayatri mantra. So those for whom this Upadesha is given, they alone are eligible to do japa of this Tripada Chaturvimshatyakshara Gayatri. So whatever mantra may be, unless it is initiated, unless the Upadesha is done, it should not be done japa to get the power. So when it is Upadesha is done, and then the sadhaka does mantra japa, then that power comes to him and he can get siddhi. So unless Upadesha is there, one should, the mantras will not yield results. So so along with the when Upadesha is done, then only we have to do this japa. So what about the entire mankind? They say knowledge is for each and every individual. Vedas gave entire that jnana, Veda mantra jnana, for the benefit of the entire mankind. So what Gayatri should be uttered, recited and performed and does japa by the entire mankind. Maharshis have given 2 more Gayatri mantras. So this Tripada Gayatri of Chaturvimshaty Akshara should be initiated at the time of Upanayana and to be given only for Brahmin Vatus. That is there in the Shastra. Tasmat Shastram Pramanante. So we should not question why and all. Proper reasons are there, Maharshi said. So we have to oblige and follow. Then for others, other mantras are there, they can be given to them. Whatever mantra is given by their fathers and by their preceptors at that time, those mantras, they should do japa and gain the result. Then for even women and small children also, there are 2 Purana Gayatri, as we say, 2 mantra slokas. They are slokas and at that same time they are mantras. Mantra means manana trayata, which got power to protect when being meditated upon and recited. So those 2 mantra slokas, after taking bath, sitting at a holy place, anybody can recite and gain the power. The same power, spiritual power, they will get by doing japa of these slokas. the power which that person who got initiated and does that Gayatri Mantra Japa. So you should not worry about that. Everybody, they want to do Japa of that Tripada Gayatri. When we say you should not do, they are intended, they intend to do that only. That is not proper way. So now the two Gayatri mantras, mantra slokas, which are given for the entire mankind to recite are Yo devaha savitasmakam thiyo dharmadi gocharaha prerayit bhargayattasya tad varenyam upasmake. The same meaning is given in this sloka also, the meaning which is given in that Chaturvimshati Akshara Tripada Gayatri. So the same meaning, same type of invoking the power of Bharga Shakti of sun. Now the second mantra sloka of Gayatri mantra given for the entire mankind is Sarva Chaitanya Rupam Tam Adyam Vidyam Cha Dhimahi Buddhim Yanaha Prachodayat. The same meaning which is given there is given here. Only difference is they are Bijaksharas. These are Bijakshara Shakti is hidden here in these mantra slokas. So we can recite these slokas happily every day and get benefited. Having the same meaning of that and same power also, spiritual power is also there. We or I, whoever prays, that is the meaning of this mantra. I'll give once again. I pray that power of sun, the Bharga Shakti, which is pervading Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka and Swarloka, Swargaloka, which is the best luster of sun, should incite my buddhi or our buddhi, my intellect or our intellect to move in proper direction. This is the meaning of that Tripada Chaturvimshati Akshara Gayatri. Only thing is that Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, Swargaloka is not mentioned, and the exact meaning is the meaning of these two mantra slokas. So, Panjanat Bhargaha, we say, Bharga Shakti, we said, which exists in the orb of sun. Now, what is this Bharga Shakti? Bhanjanat, they say, frying. Bhanjanat Bhargaha. Bharga Shakti is that power which completely burns Janma Janmantara Sanchita Karma Doshas, Karma Phalas and Vasanas, and also makes which incites our intellect to move in proper Sreyo Marga, proper direction. Sreyo Marga, that is Savitri Mantra. So these 24 letters of Gayatri Mantra, it is called as the as worshipping Gayatri Mantra. During morning time when the Vatu performs this, it is called as Savitri. Then during afternoon times, it is called as Saraswati, Gayatri. First Savitri, in the morning time it is Savitri, afternoon time it is Gayatri, in the evening time it is Saraswati. So 3 times with 3 names, the same divine power, Gayatri Mata, Savitri Mata is prayed by everyone. Then Gayantam Trayata iti Gayatri, which protects those who worship and recite that mantra. Na Gayatriyaha Param Mantram Namatu Paradevata. They say there is no other mantra which is equivalent to this or more powerful than this Gayatri. And also there is no other goddess than Mother. Mother is equal to Gayatri Mata. Mother herself is to each and everyone, their mother is equal to Gayatri Mata. So as soon as the Upanayana Samskara is done, that it is celebrated, then onwards the Vatu should start to do Gayatri Mantra Japa and do Agnihotra, Agnikarya. So those who got this Upadesha of this mantra, if they do the chanting of any other mantras without doing Gayatri Mantra Japa, then they will not get any fruit at all, any punya at all. After doing Sanchya Vandana and doing Gayatri Mantra Japa, then if they do the Japa of any other mantra, they can get the merit of that punya of doing japa of that other mantras also. When this Chaturvimshati Akshara Tripada Gayatri mantra is recited properly with proper accent, then only that power comes actually. That Shabda Prakampanas make lustrous the body, mind, and the Atma, the Jivatma also of the Sadhaka. They create positive thoughts, bring an alaukika ananda anubhuti also. Such a person realizes himself, who am I, and becomes Atma Veda, Atmavit we say, becomes such powerful, he becomes so powerful that he gets the power of controlling the entire creation, entire universe. So, Sruti Mata says, Gayatrim Chandasam Mata, Stutamaya Varada Veda Mata. Vedas and all Smriti Granthas praised the greatness of this, the Mahima of Gayatri Mantra, Savitri Mantra, in several ways. Manu Smriti says, Tripya Evatu Vedepyo, Padam Padam Udu Duhat. एतदक्षरमेतां च जपन् व्याकृतिपूर्वकं संशयुर्वेद वेद वित् विप्रः वेदपुण्येन युज्यते. 3 padas of this Gayatri mantra are the essence of 3 Vedas, Rigveda, Yajurveda and Samaveda, and also the essence of Atharvana Veda. 4 Vedas we can say, Trayi Veda we said, because in all 4 Vedas, Ruks, Yajus and Samas exist. So they say three Vedas. It means the power of all 4 Vedas is there. So na Gayatriya paro mantraha. There is no other mantra other than this Gayatri mantra, which is very powerful. So samasta sapta tantupyo japa yajnaha param smritam himsaya anye pravartante japa yajno na himsaya. Tasma japah sada shrestah sarvasyat punyasathanat evam japaparaha sancham bhaktya upasita yodvijaha niyamena sada gachet rishitvam natra samshayaka. Among all the yajnas, japa yajna is the best. This is said even in Gita, the same. So the dvija who does sancha upasana becomes rishi, a sage. Gayatri mantra starts with the word tat. Actually, why japa yajna is greater than all other rituals, yajnas and all? Because in japa yajna, himsa is not at all there. Only mentally sitting at an auspicious pious place, he has to meditate upon that goddess, only chanting the mantra. Whereas for performing yajna yagadi kratus, so much of vastu sambhara we say, so many articles, so many flavors, so many bhagas, everything we have to collect and all. So in collecting all these things, certain himsas might have been done by anybody. So that papa lingers to that, and that will not be there in japa yajna. So out of all sorts of yajnas, japa yajna is said as the best. Now Gayatri mantra starts with the word tat. Om tat savitur varenyam we say. So tat means that. That always refers to that Parabrahman, the ultimate reality, which cannot be described by normal words. So that means that Anirvachya Parabrahma Tattva is spoken in the Upanishadika Brahma we say. This word Tat refers to that Brahman, Paratattva, that Divya Tattva. Gayatri Mantra speaks about that Parabrahman, the transcendental ultimate reality, which is immanent, antaryamin, here in this whole universe, and also which is the substratum to this whole creation, the whole universe. By Sancha Vandana Upasana, all the sins will be completely burnt away. The physical and mental illnesses also, Athivyathis, we say, they never approach. Then Raga Mohas also leave that person. and whoever, what sort of sin suppose he might have done at any time, whether knowingly or unknowingly, they also would be completely washed away as soon as this Sancha Vandana is performed. And so he obtains great power, spiritual power, and gets liberated, because Bharga, Panjanath Bharga, we say, that is burning away. The paddy, when we sprinkle on a proper soil and pour water, then it grows, the plants will come. But suppose the grains are fried on a pan, then when we sprinkle more water or very good soil, they may be, but it will not sprout, it will not give rise to the sprouts. So thus our vasanas also, when they are completely burnt by the mantra japa of this Gayatri mantra and the knowledge, the real knowledge, the vasanas will not arise in the human being, which are the vasanas are the cause for getting rebirth, birth after birth. So Saraputastu Vedanam Guhyopanishado Mataha Tapya Sarastu Gayatri Tisro Vyakurutayas Tatha Gayatri Veda Janani Gayatri Papa Nashini Gayatriyastu Paran Nasti Divi Chehacha Pavanam. So Gayatri Mahamantra is the essence of all Vedas and Upanishads. By the Aradhana of this Gayatri mantra, one gets Karya Safalata. Even Lautika works also will be done perfectly, and good result will come to the performance. Then Parakrama, Yoga, Ghanata, Jnana, Tejas, Rakshana, protection, Dhi Shakti, Dharmanishta, Dharana Shakti, Dhyana Shakti, Spurana Shakti, Sputatva, then Jagruti, Sahasa, Duradarshitva, Viveka, Niranjanatva, etc. Several good qualities one can obtain by doing this Gayatri mantra japa and Sancha Vandana. So Vishwamitra Maharshi is the drashta of this Gayatri mantra. Gayatri Mata is prayed with the sloka Mukta Vidruma Hema Neela Thavale, which I have already recited and explained in the previous class. So the priest, while narrating and reciting the mantras according to Sandarbha, that is according to the context, priest recites several other mantras and makes Vatu hold Palasa Danda, the stem of Palasa tree, which is the symbol of Jnana. Once all the gods came under a Moduga tree, the Palasa Vriksha, and they discussed about Parabrahma Jnana, Brahma Tattva. The tree also listened to that very attentively, so that the tree is called as Sushravaka, that is which has heard very carefully, and then onwards it became a very pious Samhita which can be offered to gods at the time of yajnas in Agni. So the branch of such tree is used at the time of this Upanayana as Palasadanda Dharana. Auspicious occasions we use this. So the Vatu holds Palasadanda while saying Susravaka, Susravasam Mam Kuru. O Palasatri, O goddess of Palasatri, you belong to gods. Just as you have recited the essence of Vedas, I will also recite the essence of Vedas. Please bless me. Throughout his Brahmacharya Vrata Diksha Kala, the Brahmachari must hold this Palasa branch in his hand with the firm intention that he would be as strong as this stick. Then Brahmins hold Moduga Danda, that is Palasa stick. Kshatriyas hold the branch of banyan tree, Marichit, even that is holy divine tree. Then Vaishyas hold the branch of Medi tree, which is also divine tree. This is, it is said in Shastras. Palasa Dando Brahmanasya Nayagrotha Skandhajaha Avanyagru Rajanyasya Badara Audumbarova Vaishyasya Audumbara Udumbara Medi. Now the Vatu, that is Brahmachari, should give a Padi Avu, we say a very good milky cow along with the calf as Guru Dakshina to the priest who initiated that mantra. Cow is directly the form of 3 crores of gods. 3 crores of gods exist in the body of cow. So the cow itself is equal to Vedas. and it sustains all living beings, especially human beings. Because cows are the wealth of living beings, especially for humans, because we perform Yajna Kratus and Pancha Gavyas are given by the cows only. The priest, after taking this Godana as Dakshina, recites Omkara 17 times. Then Acharya Saptadasha Krutvopasya. Then after that, he blesses the Vatu to live long with knowledge. Then 27th point is Suryopasthana. The priest brings the Vatu outside and shows the sun god shining in the sky and says Asavadityo Brahma. That Upanishadic mantra Upadesha would be given to this Vatu so that he becomes eligible to study where Upanishads then onwards. This is the Upadesha of mantra. That sun is Brahman. So the Savitri Devata of Gayatri mantra is that for the Tejas which is shining in that orb of the sun. So sun himself is Parabrahman. So this Vatu now salutes and does pranama to that sun god and Padda Devata Shakti. And he should say, Tat Chekshureva Hitam Purastat Chakram Ucharat Pasyema Sharadasyatam. We shall see 100 sharats, that is 100 years we should live. Jivema Sharadasyatam, we should live 100 years. Nandama Sharadasyatam, we will rejoice 100 sharats, that is 100 years. Pravrajama Sharadasyatam, we should speak properly for 100 years. Ajitasyama Sharadasyatam, Jokcha Suryam Drushe. We should be able to see sun god for 100 years and pray God. So for full span of life, one should be able to live happily with all sense organs functioning. We should be able to see sun god for several years and worship. So after this, the priest takes oaths from the Vatu. The Vatu has to give oath to Guru. Then onwards, he should lead a very systematic life, and he will not eat whenever he wants anything to eat, and he should not wander here and there unnecessarily. He should not sleep whenever and wherever he wants to sleep. He has to follow all these restrictions, and he gives promises to Guru. He has to take bhiksha and offer that bhiksha to his Guru first, and then whatever the Guru permits, he has to eat. So whatever the Guru gives him after taking first bhiksha, that is why at the time of this bhiksha vandana, the mother has to give first bhiksha, matru bhiksha, and that goes to Guru. That is the priest. Then onwards, whoever give any bhiksha, this Vatu and his parents can take all this. So every day, this Vatu has to do Sanchya Vandana, Agnikarya, Gayatri Mantra Japa, and Veda Chena. He promises that I will do all this. Triyahametam Agnim Dharayami, Kshara Lavana Varjanam Cha. Without Kshara and Lavana, he has to eat food. Satvika Ahara. Brahmacharyasya Poshane Anusishyam Vatum Guruhu Badhamityeva Sarvatra Pratibruyat Tato Vatuhu. Whatever the Guru says, the Sishya, this Vatu has to say Badham. Badham means okay, I will do, I will follow. So with all the instructions, the Acharya, what all instructions are given by the Acharya, Vatu should accept and say Badham. Yes, I will follow. Then the priest asks Vatu to go and get bhiksha from his mother first, and then father next, and then from all elders of the family, grandparents, and then all other relatives and guests that come there. So because then onwards, the brahmachari has to eat only that food which he gets as bhiksha. The Vatu should say his pravara and ask for bhiksha. Tato gurum mataram anyanscha vrithan namaskritya bhiksham yachayet. He should ask women as bhavati bhiksham dehi and men as bhavan bhiksham dadatu. So in the ritual Upanayana, the most important features for Vatu, that is Brahmachari, are Agni Karyas. The procedure of doing them, their meanings, the practice, to practice them in life throughout, to get Brahmopadesha, to get Gayatri Mantropadesha, to chant along with throughout his life, and to get the blessings of elders, all this. Now, all the relatives and friends who come there to that Upanayana, they will be awaiting to see this Bhiksha Vandana. So, wearing auspicious yellow clothes, wearing a big bag that hangs down from the right shoulder, then it is called as jole. With certain cloth, a sort of bag is made, and that Vatu will shine with pancha shikhas on his head, and he wears earrings called kundalas, and that with such attire, the Vatu shines very attractive, beautiful, with Brahminical luster. Then he comes and starts to ask for alms, that is bhiksha, holding both the ears with both the hands, putting crosswise, that is with right hand he has to put, that is he has to uh, touch the ears. So, starting with this procedure, the Vatu says his pravara fully and then asks for bhiksha, starting with his mother. His mother should give him bhiksha with silver bowl. That silver bowl goes to Guru, the priest. The brahmachari should get bhiksha from families and has to give it to his Guru. Then when the Guru gives to whatever is given by the Guru to the Shishya, the disciple, this Vatu can take. So as a symbol for that Bhiksha given by the mother would be taken by the priest. After that, everyone will give. So the priest should touch the Vatu, no, should teach the Vatu to tell his pravara properly, because by telling pravara only, he has to ask for Bhiksha. Suppose that Vatu's name is Anirudh and he belongs to Hartasa Gotra, he should say the pravara like this. Chatusagara Paryantam Go Brahmanepyah Sukham Bhavatu Angirasa Ambarisha Yavanasva Triyarsheya Pravaranvita Haritasa Gotraha Apastamba Sutraha Krishna Yaju Shakha Chyayi Aniruddha Kumar Sharma Ahampo Abhivadaye. So Bhavati Bhiksham Dehi, then Bhavan Bhiksham Dadatu. This is how he has to ask. Thus, everyone should say their rishis, the names as pravara. The Matru Bhiksha got not only that significance said above, but it is that Bhiksha which prepares food to this Vatu throughout his life. So the bowl with which the mother gives Bhiksha would become his food in future to that Vatu. So they say that bowl should not be very small. It should be a little bigger one, which contains plenty of rice in it, and which gives satisfaction to the mind of the priest. Of course, even if they give small one also, they never get dissatisfied. Even then, it is the duty. So they should take a good bowl, bigger size, and give completely, fill that bowl fully. Sometimes they take only half filled. That's not proper. The rice should overflow from the bowl. So fully it should be taken and given by the mother and by everyone. So after giving Matru Bhiksha, mother puts a gold ring with a stone to the finger of her son. Because at the time of Upanayana, Bhatu is given to the Vatu. Bhatu means only golden chuttu, as a golden ring without any stones. Now another ring, golden ring with studded with a stone would be presented by the mother to this child, Vatu. Then at the time of his marriage, when marriage is celebrated, then on the first night, this boy has to give that ring to his wife. That is the custom in some families. So according to the Shastra, we have to follow. So the bring everybody, they should not give the rice of the rice which is kept here at this Vatu's place. Those who know Shastra, they bring rice from their home. Whatever belongs to them, that should be given to this Vatu. either rice or any gifts. They can give, bless the child, but mostly according to Shastra, the Vatu should never be given money. But nowadays people are giving, of course, in the form of presentation. Normally in the olden days, they used to give only those things which are useful for the Vatu, the books and all. When a Brahmin boy's Upanayana is celebrated, then only Brahmins must attend the Kratu, and only Brahmins can be allowed to give Bhiksha to this Brahmin boy. So they should invite only Brahmins. It is not proper to invite other caste people, and not accepting their Bhiksha is insulting them. That should not be done. So, but if anybody does like that, they get sin. So for Upanayana of a Kshatriya boy, Brahmins and Kshatriyas can give Bhiksha. A Vaishya boy can take Bhiksha from Brahmin, Kshatriya and Vaishyas. These are the Vaidika niyamas we have to follow. If anyone wants to celebrate Nandikeswara Nomu, they can do this at the time of this Upanayana. After this Bhiksha Vandana, a good food should be served to all those who came there. With Pancha Paramanas, we say such feast should be given. It is the duty of the priest and the father of Vatu to teach this Vatu how to do Sanchya Vandana till he completely learns by heart and practices. Once the Upanayana Samskara is done, then onwards, every day Vatu has to do all this Sanchya Vandana. Three most important features of Sanchya Vandana are Arghya Pradana, Gayatri Mantra Japa, and Suryopasthana. Some others say that even mudras are very important, but some others say mudras may or may not be done. So the greatness and importance of Arghya Pradana, it is given in Vedas. Arghya is most important. A certain Mandeha Rakshasas, demons, they did penance and got the boon from Prajapati Brahmadeva to fight with sun god, to gain the luster, to rob away the luster from the sun. So by the power of that boon, they afflict sun god from morning to evening. But the water purified with Gayatri Mantra Japa, Gayatri Mantra got the power to stop the power of those Mandeha Rakshasas. So Gayatri Mantra Abhimantrita Jala works as Vajrayutha and throws away the demons to a very far off distance. The demons once again they try to approach sun, and at that time, by that time, somebody should do Sancha Vandana and again sprinkle that water which throws them. And the time that the demons take at least 4 or 5 hours time, that is why Trikala Sancha Vandanas are prescribed by our Shastra. So that Arghya given to the sun would protect the power of sun, take care of the sun and us also. And it will drive away the demons to a far off distance. Again, when they try to come, again, Sancha Vandana, Sain Sancha, Prata Sancha, after Aparahna Sancha, we have to do. Now, every day, the timings to do Sancha Vandana are Prata Sancha time is before Arunodaya. Arunodaya time, from the Arunodaya till the orb of moon arises and is seen in the sky, that time is okay. Then during Madhyana Sancha Vandana, then Abhijil Lagna time. Abhijil Lagna is actually 10 minutes before 12 and 10 minutes after 12 noon. 20 minutes time is called as Abhijil Lagna. At that time, they have to do this Sancha Vandana. Then Sayam Sancha Vandana, at that time of starting from the time of sunset, they can do this Sancha Vandana procedure till stars appear in the sky and are seen. So a little early, a little later is okay. So better late than never, they say. So suppose at any time they exactly cannot do at proper time and gets delayed, then they can do, they should not stop, they have to do. And one more, Arghya Pradana should be done as Prayaschitta. Prayaschitta Arghya, they say. So that Gayatri Mantra Japa also should be done extra. So this Gayatri Mantra Japa should be done with Anganyasa and Karanyasas. As a part of Sancha Vandana, after Arghya Pradana and Gayatri Mantra Japa, the Vatu and everybody, whoever are doing this Sancha Vandana, wearing this Yajnapavitas and all, they should do Namaskaram to Sun God, Surya Namaskaras, with Upasthana mantras, that is called as Suryopasthana. Then turning to all 8 directions and Dasha Disas, 10 directions, they have to do pranama. Then they should salute to all the Maharshis who reside in between Ganga and Yamuna. After the Upanayanam, at least 3-4 days, somebody should come and teach this Vatu so that he can perform all this properly, especially this Samit Homa. The priest should make him perform these Agnihotra and Samit Homa. Then after this, that is starting from this Sanchavandana, Agnikarya, Mudra Sandal, then Samit Homas also should be taught to Vatu perfectly. And also at the time of eating, Parishechana should be taught to him. Parishechana at the time of eating and giving Pancha Prana Akutis. After Agnikarya is over, the parents should arrange for Sadasya, Veda Mantra Patana and Brahmana Asirvachana. Mostly in all our rituals, we request Veda Pandits and Khana Patis to do Veda Parayana and give us Veda Asirvachana. After Veda Parayana, the Veda Pandits should be honored with fruits, flowers, cloths, and puri dakshinas and get their blessings. The last event in Upanayana Samskara is Metha Jananam. This is also called as Palasa Karma, we say Palasa Danda Dharana. So that Palasa stick should be worshipped. This Metha Janana Karikrama should be performed at the root of Moduga tree, which is there either at the east direction or at north side of the village. Nowadays, suppose it is not possible to go outside, then in the house itself, keeping that Palasa stick near that Agnihotra Vedika, they can worship. This Moduga Danda should be worshipped properly. This should be performed on the 4th day of Upanayana. During this worship, Vatu should invite Pranava Devata, Omkara Athisthana Devata, Sraddha Devata, Metha Devata, and all Devatas with mantras. While the priest is reciting them, the Vatu will repeat. After Shodasopachara Puja, Naivedya should be offered and Harati, Pradakshina, everything should be done normally as we do all these pujas, by which the Vatu gets intelligence and capacity to speak perfectly, gets good education and knowledge and all. So now after this puja is completed, then the priest removes that Raksha Bantha which he has tied in the beginning, the thread which he tied to the right hand of the Vatu, and leaves that at the root of the tree. Now the Brahmacharya Vrata Diksha starts to Vatu. This is the procedure of Upanayana Samskara, which is very secret and sacred, by which the Vatu enters into Brahmacharya Asrama by observing the duties regularly. Now we have to do Upakarma as a part of Upanayana. This Upakarma is that karma which is done at the time of sending the Vatu to Gurukula for Veda Adhyayana. The Brahmacharis who want to start Veda Adhyayana will perform certain kratu along with their acharyas. That karma is called as Upakarma. It too should be done on the Paurnami, Shravana Paurnami day we do, and it comes whenever the Shravana Masa comes after this Upanayana Samskara, then on that Paurnami they have to do. So this Upakarma performed at Shravana Paurnami is called is very essential for these boys who are newly initiated this mantra. So Shravana Paurnami. Shravana Paurnamasyam anena prakarena kuryat says the Shastra. So on that day also certain procedure is there. They should change. Everybody has to change their Yajnopavitas and Shravana Paurnami. That is why it is considered as Janchala Paurnami, we say. So all this. Acharyaha Sishyaihi Saha Nadyam Snatva Darpasanasinaha Darpan Dharayamana, etc. Thus the mantras proceed. The Acharya along with Sishyas takes bath, gets Darpa, sits on holy seats, makes Darpas. Then Darpasana we say. Then they do certain worships, pujas. Then starting from Ganapati Puja, they worship all the gods, the procedure. Then at the time of Upanayana, the priest tells Vatu about Vidhi and Nishedhas, the duties to be performed and what not to be done. Here the Acharya once again reminds Brahmachari about his duties and makes them worship Navakanda Rishis. Navakanda Rishis are the fire god Agnideva, Vishvedeva, then Sagum Hiti Devatas, they say Yagniki Devatas, and also Yajna Sambandha Devatas are there. They will be worshipped and yagas they perform. After completing the full procedure, the Acharya blesses the Brahmachari or Vatu. Then he tells them to, that priest himself can take the Vatu to Gurukula, or father can take to Gurukula, and they hand over this boy there. Then Agni, along with him, with Agni Sukta, they say Agni Sukta is the first mantra, Veda mantra, which is to be educated to this Vatu, and with Agni Sukta, he starts learning Vedas. Om Agnimi Ile Purohitam Yajnasya Devam Ritwijam Hota Aram Ratnadhatamam. That is how this Yajna, Agni Sukta starts. So all these are all the procedures by which this yajna is done. They start these gurukulas and they teach these Vedas, and this Vatu also gains Vedic knowledge, which he teaches to others and takes care of the family, the dynasty, and also welfare of the nation. So this Kshatra Tejas and Brahmi Tejas, which exist in the heroes of our Kshatriyas of our Bharat Desha, and the Brahminical luster which shines in the Brahmins of our Bharat Desha, should protect our motherland and the entire mankind. Swasti. Now Upanayana Samskara is over. In the next class, we will know about how this Vatu enters into Gurukula Asrama and what the Guru teaches, etc. We'll know that. Swasti. A little delayed, I think, today.
Thank you, Andy. ధన్యవాదములండి.
ధన్యవాదాలు.
Time, it is over 8 o'clock now.
Prarthana, we can do.
We'll do Prarthana and then Janagamana. After that, any interaction we will do. Okay, Venkateswara Rao garu, please chant Prarthana.
Okay, sir. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahimahisa Go Brahmanebhya Subhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshatu Parjanya Prithvi Sasya Shalini Tesoyam Shobharahito Brahmana Santu Nirbhaya Aputra Putrina Santu Pautrinaha Adana sadana santu jivam tu saradam satam satyam vada dharmam chara swadhyayanma pramadaha sarve bhavantu sukhinaha sarve santu niramaya sarve bhadrani pasyantu ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Swasti.
ధన్యవాదములండి. ఉత్తమం, చాలా బాగా పడారు. Now I request all of you to stand up and then recite Janaganamana, please.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा। विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा। तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे। गाहे तब जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे। जय हिंद।
जय ధన్యవాదములండి చల్లా చిట్టిబాబు గారు. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్.